Guys, did you know that this year the SAT will be fully digital? Hi, I am Myra from All In, and today we're going to talk about the digital SAT. Before we discuss the digital SAT, you should know that nowadays the SAT is still relevant. What is SAT? SAT, or the Scholastic Assessment Test, is a standardized test that you have to take if you want to apply to a university abroad in countries like the US, Canada, and the UK. Some Asian universities also require an SAT result. This test assesses your skills in math, writing, and reading. Not all of the top universities in the USA requires you to submit your SAT results. In fact, the SAT score is most likely to be fully optional this year. But this decision is yet to be fully confirmed until the fall intake of 2023. Although the SAT is not mandatory, it can be beneficial for you in many ways. It could be proof of your academic aptitude, and it could help you get scholarships. Remember, top universities are also looking for top applicants, so you must stand out both academically and non-academically. The digital SAT. Recently, the College Board informs that the SAT will be fully digital starting this March. International students will be able to take the digital SAT this year. The thing you should know that there are many changes between the digital SAT and the previous SAT. Those changes are the test method, the format and duration, the tools that you can use, and the results. Now, let's talk about the changes. What are the new changes in the digital SAT? Obviously, since it's called the digital SAT, the digital SAT utilizes no pencils, no pens, and no papers. You do it directly on the computer. The duration and the number of questions are also reduced. Digital SAT only takes 2 hours and 14 minutes or less, depending how fast you take the test. This is a big reduction from the old SAT that takes up to 3 hours. This aligns with the questions of each sections that are decreased. This is due to the questions being less than the previous SAT. As you can see in this table, the English section is going to be divided into 2 modules with 27 questions. In each module, you will take approximately 32 minutes. In math, there are 2 modules with 22 questions. In each module, you will take 35 minutes. You should know that the digital SAT is going to employ the multi-stage adaptive task model. This means the questions will adjust to your progress. It could get harder depending on your performance on the last module. That is why each subject will be divided into 2 modules. The first module is to gauge how well you do, while the second module will be based on your performance on the first module. It's kind of tricky because the questions could get harder than before. The digital SAT has different types of questions than the previous SAT. In the English section, each question will be accompanied by a short passage. This is different from the previous SAT, where one short passage is accompanied by several questions. For the math section, there are no significant changes. For your information, there is a mark for review button. This is very useful for you to take the test effectively. The button's function is for you to mark a question to answer later. You can answer the questions that are easy for you to do and answer the hard questions later. Remember, the clock is ticking, and you want to have the best results, right? That's it for the changes. Now, let's talk about the similarities. First, the score breakdown. The maximum score for the digital SAT is 1600, 800 for math, and 800 for English. Second, the test material. The English section consists of information and ideas, sentence craft and structure, expression of ideas, and standard English convention. The math section is also the same as the previous SAT, which are basic algebra, advanced algebra, problem solving and data analysis, geometry, and trigonometry. Here are a few tips and tricks for you to ace the digital SAT. Number 1, use the mark for review button. You might find a question that is kind of difficult to answer. Leave it for a while and move on to the next question. You can also choose your answer and mark it to double check it later. In other words, don't get stuck on one question. Number 2, for the English section, understand the context. There are many passages in the English section. In order to answer the questions, you have to read them carefully and understand what the passage is about. Third, for the math section, use your tools. The math section is also tricky. Fortunately, you have a tool that could help you. There is a built-in calculator in the module that is called Desmos. It's a graphing calculator that helps you to answer the questions in the math section. If you are not familiar with it, you can bring your own graphing calculator, or you can start to get to know Desmos now. Fourth, still on the math section, pay attention to the questions. Take a look at these questions. Many questions in math are quite tricky, so make sure you understand the questions clearly. To sum it up, many changes are applied to the digital SAT compared to the old pen and paper SAT. It might be tricky, but there are many advantages, so you can strategize accordingly to ace the digital SAT. That's all, guys. These are all the things that you need to know about the digital SAT, including the tips and tricks. If you want to ace the digital SAT, then we have it prepared. You can join our SAT Prep class with the free SAT Diagnostic. Check it all out by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your SAT preparation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos like this. Bye-bye!